And of course, the first and most important question of all is who would like to be the recorder for this meeting? I know all of you are going to start yelling at once, so be polite, okay? Not that polite, okay? Everybody's muted, okay? Not good. Would anyone volunteer to? Shawanda, super, thank you. Okay, can you see all the participants or do I need to bring them up for you? Well, I don't know if you can see them then. Yeah, I know, but can you see it? You can. Okay, so you got everybody here. Okay. I see Shawanda, Asia, Darlene, Dr. Pruitt, Marilyn. Welcome, Marilyn. And Nyla, is that it? I know Cicely couldn't be here. She took the day off, or she was trying to take the day off. Her leave form kept, I, she couldn't tell where it went. She usually does it to Miss Harris, and it evidently didn't work that way. She said she sent it to me. I couldn't see it, so I called the business office. I talked with, oh goodness, what's her name? She's basically in charge of the business office. Here comes Mavis Brown in. Um, oh goodness, but yeah, Monique. And Monique said, well, wait, let me pull mine up. And she went to pull hers up, and she couldn't get hers to come up. So she was going to call Vice President Cruz, because I guess Vice President Cruz is doing payroll now or something like that. So anyway, it was, I never did get an answer back on how, what was going on with that. So evidently Banner is working really, really well. Um, because as I read somebody's chat yesterday that student course evaluations weren't working in Banner yet. So I don't know. Anyway, let's get started. Welcome, Miss Brown. You got in, didn't you? All right. Morning. Okay. Um, we only have an hour and a half, and I know that's a disappointment to Darlene, but get over it. And let's go on. Are there any things you want to add to the agenda besides us, some of those questions and things that I wrote down, jotted down off the top of my head last Monday? Or Sunday evening, I guess it was. Okay. Any order that you want to do these? Does anyone need to leave early that you want to get your say in before anybody else? I know Dr. Pruitt's looking forward to his next meeting already. So, yes. So, if you are going to have to leave early, here's Nyla. Tried to leave, and we caught her at the door and are bringing her back in now. Okay. Okay, Nyla, you back in? Okay, good. Oh, really? Oh, I see. Got it. That's why you're in here twice. Okay. Okay. All right. So nobody has any preference on where we begin. You want to get your say in first before anybody else does? Nothing like that. All right. Well, let's start with my. Yes. Yes. Graduating students. Is that what you said? Okay. My hearing's bad. Attendance. Is that what you said? Okay. Could you? Oh, final exam for graduating students. Now, okay, Dr. Pruitt, this will be on you, but my memory is that now that we're doing virtual graduations and things like this, there is no absolute deadline unless they don't complete something. And even then, I think they go through the ceremony and just don't get a degree. Is that right or is that wrong? Okay. Now remind me what day of the week the 7th is. Wednesday. Oh, wait. Okay. 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 Oh, so final start on Saturday the 5th. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay. Wow. So if I have a graduating senior in my second mini term class, that means I have to have his or her grade in before the last day of class, not even the last final exam day, because we have class through Tuesday and then the final exam is on Thursday. So did I understand? Right. Okay. Well, banners work so well and everything else, I'm sure that'll work fine. Okay. Okay, good. All right, thanks, Nyla. I did not realize that was happening because I was sort of under the assumption there nothing's going to change. They're just not going to get a degree if they didn't pass. So I'm glad you brought that up. All right, any others? That's a really good one to get said early on. Any others? Okay. I heard some yelling in the background. Yes. Okay. The the other side of that I don't think Banner allows us to do easily, but maybe there's a way. Is there a way we can tell on Banner who has paid and who hasn't paid? The last time I asked that, I was told no. Is there a way now? I know I can, but how about the instructors? Okay, because the last time I tried to get in fact, every time I've tried to get an Argos, it says I'm not. Uh, I've followed the directions that were sent to me, and I can't get in. And evidently, that knew I was retiring and didn't think I was worthwhile getting in. So, right. Okay. Okay. That list paid and non-paid students. Is that right? Yeah. Is it broken down by instructor or courses? Okay. Uh, right. Okay, and can I forward that to my to the faculty members? Okay, so they don't have rights to Argos, but we can send anything from Argos to them that we want to. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, all right. Oh man, I'm glad they made this system so easy. Okay. Um, yes. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Some of those mini term 2 100s may be in 098 first mini term and some and going and have already registered for 100 second mini term. So that will. Okay, great. Right. Right. You mean that was fall or was that spring? Now for fall, yeah, okay. I thought that was what you had said earlier for fall. Um, here is here's the thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around. On this new banner system, there are three classes of classes, three, what you call it, three, there's open, yeah, there's open, yeah, no, what I mean is they're open, canceled, and there was something in between. Uh, Suspended, that's not the word, uh, but inactive. Can, can can we make the second mini term? This is what a question for Dr. Pruitt. Can we make the second mini term 098s and possibly even 100s inactive, and then even if they have students in them? You can. Right. Okay. All right. So does that sound like a possibility there? Now, if they're inactive, can we see those students in there? And then what I'm getting at here, then if we can see the students, can we try to get them to move back to a mini term one thing? Right. Right. Okay. Okay, and someone remind me, I'm just a department chair, so I don't know this kind of stuff. Did we put names by the second mini term, or did we leave those sort of open to fill up loads? Uh, right. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. Okay. 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 Nyla, were you trying to say something? Okay. Now, my next question to you, faculty members now, uh, can you can get into Banner and see your classes, I know. Can you see those? Well, it doesn't sound like there's many without names on them, except all my classes, I think, turned up with no names on them. And so you can probably still see, yeah, there's a way you can see the classes that have, let's see, can you see those that, I'm not that conversant with Banner, obviously. Can you see the population of classes, of those classes that you don't have your name by them? That would be either staff or whatever they put, TBA, I don't know what they put in that, that you can see that. Okay, you can see that. So if you see, for instance, those classes that used to be my classes that I'm not going to be teaching this term, I promise you, uh, and if those are good sized classes and you have a small section, you can see that and you can request that that be changed. Is that right? Okay, good. Well, why don't y'all? Okay, I'm going to throw this on you. This is a good retiring department chair technique. We go through classes to learn these things. I'm going to throw all this back on you and say, see what you, see what you can figure out to best um, accommodate your schedule and give you the best chance for making a load. And then make those requests to me while I'm still sort of here, and I will see if I can get those done. Now, if multiple ones of you are after the same class, we'll have to work that out too. But for right now, go to Banner, see what's there. I will, let's see, you'll say it sometime after Thanksgiving before we'll be able to get those numbers from Jamie, maybe. She's so good. I bet. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now, the only ones of mine that are probably healthy are Math 1. Okay, now you're breaking up. Okay, you broke up so much I couldn't make out what you were saying. Try it one more time. Okay. Uh, I was just saying the only ones of my classes I think that are even very healthy are the Math 112 and 113. But I can send you what I've been using for, um, let's see, Darlene already has 125, but I can send out 125, 126. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, I can send those, but the thing is, the last time I looked at those numbers, those were probably worse than your numbers. But I'll, now where do you want me to put that? Under the math department? Uh, oh, it's not there to all of you. Okay, okay, and they will be probably pretty lousy syllabi compared to what y'all are used to, but you can doctor them up and make them look nice. Okay, so I'll send those of all the classes I've taught. Now it's been a long time. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do the ones that I have taught anytime in the past, recent past anyway. The ones that I've updated. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Because I was going to bring that up later. My physical science classes, both of them, are, at least on the surface, look like they're healthy classes, but they have no instructor. And I've been begging that somebody hire somebody, but I haven't seen anything go down that way. Oh, absolutely. Right. Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay. There's a couple of, okay, let me, before I forget this, jot that down. There it is. Okay. Um, okay. Y'all are going to look at numbers on thing. I've also got to get the Argos. And Dr. Pruitt, are you going to send me the course things, or would you rather I go to Jamie? Okay, all right. And then when I get it, I'll try to send it on to the faculty members, and y'all are going to do your deal with it, and then I'll send the syllabi for the upper level math classes, the ones that I've probably been the only one teaching, and the physical science classes, and the physics 112 that the whatever diagnostic medical sonography folks have. I'll send, okay, to the math people, I'll just send the math. To Dr. Pruitt, I send them all, right? Okay, all right. Do you want that after Thanksgiving or January? Okay. Okay. Boy, this retirement thing may not be too bad anyway. No, no. What I mean, do you need it right after Thanksgiving, or can it wait till January? Because oh, okay, okay, yeah. Because the thing is, in January I'm gonna have, I think, time, uh, at least a little bit, and I'm gonna be working the month of January. Okay, but remember, Lori was asking for people to review degree plans. I was not going to say anything now, but I was going to wait till January and say, is there anything I can do to help with this? And then I got an email from Lori, thanks for volunteering. And and I emailed back as or agreeing to do this. I said I didn't agree to do it. I was planning to volunteer in January, but not now. She said, "Oh, I put you down anyway." So I will be doing things in January. I know, and I had planned to. But yeah, if it can wait till January, or at least until I get grades in, that I would. Yeah. How about how about Nyla? You requested it. Can it wait till January, or would you like it now? Okay. Okay. All right. Then at least I'll do the syllabus early and the well, we actually need to do the class numbers early too. So yeah, I'll try to do everything either this week or next week or finals week, or I'll try to get it done before. Okay. Oh, this is not how I was hoping this meeting was going to go. I was hoping all the to-do list would be for y'all, but it's not working. Never mind. Okay. Um, let's see. How about how is fall term one? Okay, are there any others? I want to get y'all's in before I get to mine. Any other issues, concerns, problems, things you want to get said before we get tied up with something else? All right. How about how is fall winding down? Again, any problems, concerns, highlights, lowlights, any kind of lights that you want to address? Any issues? Especially, I'm interested in you adjunct faculty. I thank you for joining us. You know, taking time out from your Thanksgiving preparations, which for some of us are going to be very scaled down this year because it's just Karen and me here. We're not going to get with any family anywhere. We are going to take some friends, international friends, Thanksgiving that they usually come and spend with us. So we're taking them a turkey and sides. Even though we can't eat together, we're going to take them so because they don't do turkey in their culture, but they like turkey, but they don't know how to do it. So we are, but that's it. We are not having contact with any more people than we can possibly get away with. So, are there any things that you want to bring up? Good, better, and different. Good, bad, or ugly. Okay. And I think we've already sort of addressed the final exam week. I didn't even know that that was an issue with graduating students. So I'm glad, Nyla, you brought that up, and Dr. Pruitt, you cleared us up on that. Um, that means this week, I mean, not this week, but next week, you've got to get in touch with your students and find out if any of them are graduating so that they can get their finals early. Now, is that an issue with? Okay, okay. Is that an issue with Proctor U, or can they do it anytime, any setup? Okay, what I'm asking is they don't necessarily need your whole class taking it at the same time. People could take it one day, a week later. I mean, there's no problem with Proctor U, is there? Okay, I thought even the virtual courses, some people were using Proctor U for finals. Oh, they're say again? The- Okay, right. Uh huh. Okay, so actually, this having the graduates take their exams early will actually help you with your grouping, right? Or not? Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. For graduating, and so are you giving all your classes that, or just I mean, all your graduating students from all your classes? I know, but from all your different classes, right? From all your different classes. Right. Okay. So a good deal. Okay. Good idea. Um, all right. Good deal. Anything else on either fall term winding down or final exam week? Okay. Now, yes. Yes. Well, all I heard was what um, Dr. Keisha, I can't think of her last name. Oh, that's online. Right. Okay. Okay. So there is a chance that could be changing, even though online is not. Okay. Dr. Pruitt, you'll have to handle that one if you know it. We may have lost Dr. Pruitt. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That, okay. So who would be the person to contact on that, Dr. Davis? Okay. All right. Now, um, hmm, cause it, so I didn't realize that Dr. James was just talking about e-college stuff, but that she was just all over Proctor U, how long a history we had with them, and how great it had been, and how smoothly things were going. But that was only e-college. That was only the online courses. Ha! So I guess I wasn't aware there was a discrepancy there. Okay. Because I was just assuming she meant for everything. Okay. All right. Well, guess You know, anything beyond 1 February, I know nothing as Sergeant, whatever is, not Snorkel, whoever he was on Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. Okay. All right. Um, and I know nothing about student course evaluations except I saw one chat message yesterday that sounded like Banner was not, they could not get the student course evaluations to work in Banner. Was that an accurate thing or did I misread it?
Yes. Yeah, the server is not working on Banner, so they said by next week or 2 weeks they are gonna work on it. I received an email this morning from student surveys.
Oh, you did get something this morning?
Uh-huh. I did not.
Okay.
I
Okay.
checked my email this morning too. Evaluation.
Say that again.
It says students have been notified their fall 2020 surveys are available. Please strongly encourage your students to complete the surveys. Value their responses, and then they have the password, how the password works, and the list of your classes. It's from online evaluation.
Oh, that's online evaluations. Oh, wait. Okay. That's okay. Does that mean online class evaluations or online evaluations for virtual classes or everything? Or see, when they use online, I don't know what they mean anymore.
It says from my eval center. I thought it was the one that's normally sent.
Oh, okay. Wait. Uh, I just lost somebody. Somebody was in the waiting room, but because I have your names at the top, it had blocked that. Dr. Pruitt had gotten bumped out and is coming back in. There was somebody else out there with him. I don't know who it was. I just saw two names, and when I went to admit them, one name had disappeared, and only Dr. Pruitt was left.
Hey, Doc. Somebody had a question for me. I got booted out on my phone.
Oh, it worked then. No, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. We had something to say about you, so we booted. No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. There is a chat. I don't know. Okay, that was Shawanda.
Oh, Dr. Pruitt, I was asking if you knew if the virtual courses are using ProctorU for the spring, or are we going to move to the new company in the spring?
I will find out today, Ms. Lewis, and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And can you please let us know too as well? Can you
Yeah, I'll let everybody know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Um, if anyone gets an email from somebody or a message or a text or anything else that they were trying to get in the class or into the meeting and couldn't, please let me tell them that they were being blocked by the mechanics here, and I didn't see them until they disappeared, and I couldn't get them in time. So I don't know if anyone's that eager or not. I just couldn't tell whose name it was because you see, for some reason, Zoom blackens out the name. If you're having a meeting, it doesn't want anything to interfere with the meeting. So if something pops up, it blackens it out, and I missed it. So sorry. Then it fades out, and then I can see it, but that person left before it faded back out. Okay, now, Dr. Pruitt, this may be for you too, if you can find out. How are the first mini-term students going to do student course evaluations? Because they're no longer in class with us.
Yeah, Doc, I understand totally. You know, all thing I can do is to ask maybe Jamie and them if there's a way that they can send an email to the students, or if the faculty, if you had a mini one, if you should be able to still communicate with your students, email them and ask them if they could go out and do the survey.
Okay, so we get back to the issue with Blackboard that that's the way I would get in touch with them normally, was through Blackboard email messages. But if they're out of the class, they're not going to check that unless those messages went to email as well, which we were hearing yesterday. Blackboard doesn't allow it to do, or doesn't. Sometimes you can't guarantee they'll get it. And
You know what I can do is we're gonna be in the meeting today. If Darren or somebody should be there, I
right,
can ask them from their end to send a mass email to just all students,
right,
both men and all, to make sure they do the survey. So if they completed a minute one, if they would still please go out and do the survey.
right.
They can do it from student services end.
Okay, and the many ones will have access to do it.
I'm gonna find out now.
Okay,
That's the GM them. I asked Lori. I mean Jamie. She should be in our meeting today if she didn't take off.
right.
I would try to ask somebody.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because we lost. I mean, shoot, developmental math. Just about all the classes were mini ones, right?
Yeah, large number.
Large numbers. So doesn't look good. Okay. And I think we've talked some about spring term. We talked about concerns about loads. That's why the Argos thing, we're going to try to get that information to you, the faculty, so you can contact all the students that have not paid, try to get them to pay. We'll also, once you've contacted the students, then we'll try to inactivate the second mini-term classes. And also, okay, get this, second mini-term students who are not first mini-term students, in 098, the second mini-term 100s, see if you can talk them into taking 098 first mini-term, so we can get the numbers up for that, so we don't lose any more sections than we have to. And if enrollment is terribly low now, I'm hoping they're not planning to cancel classes this early, are they?
Doc, no, I mean, if you got a class with one or two students that you know won't have an opportunity to make, yeah, that class will be canceled. But nothing that is with a decent number of students, no, they're not going to cancel those.
Okay.
But the thing is, we just need to be proactive and
Right.
start sending out emails telling these kids to pay, go to financial aid. Now, the thing is that I don't know if you all paid in attention to one of the students, but she said she had been calling financial aid for 2 months and nobody ever called her back. So, I don't know what to say about that other than the fact that we need to try to help our students get help. That's all I know.
All right.
And they don't answer I've witnessed that too. So I've tried to get my students to email financial aid, and they don't. They did not respond to emails, and students would tell me that they waited a week to no response. So unless they go on campus, I don't know what else they can do.
Yeah, well, they should. Well, right now the offices are open. So what I would do is to recommend that they do that.
Yeah, that's what I have to tell them. Go on campus, or try to do an advising meeting with someone, and I don't know.
And Asia and everybody, when you use those words, go on campus, reinforce the thing of mask and social distancing and everything else, and even go through, be sure you have it over your nose, don't bring it down, because the infection, as Dr. Pruitt has already hinted at this morning, it's still there in the biggest numbers we've ever seen, and it's only going to grow. Thanksgiving, Christmas. So please encourage them to wear masks, wear them properly, and take care of themselves, that we don't want to lose them as students for a week, for 2 weeks, or even, Always do that. Whenever you mention going on campus, even if taking classes on campus, say it then. Say it over and over and over again. I'm sorry. I'm married to.
But you're right. But the thing is that, and Crawford made a good point. Is not per se here, because the person I was exposed to was a faculty member, and I got exposed to
Right,
them in registration, sitting at the table.
right.
So it wasn't a student.
Oh, who was that? Oh, you can't tell us.
Yeah, but they sent an email out, and I made sure the day I was there that anybody came up to me, I made sure that I called them personally to let them know that I had been exposed, and the person that that was near me called me the next day and told me they tested positive.
Mhm.
Dr. Robert, I did not receive that email and I saw you Wednesday.
Well, see, I didn't get back to anybody Wednesday at all. I stayed off to myself Wednesday when I found out. But I kept my mask on. I stayed away from everybody Wednesday. Because if you
And
know,
I saw you Monday. Is that between Monday and Wednesday?
yeah, and like I saw you yesterday and I told you don't come near me. Stay away from me, all right? So I made sure I stayed away from people. But that was last week. I have no signs or symptoms. But again, I still, you still within that incubation period. I didn't want to expose anybody, so I made sure everybody was contacted. But my point is that casual interactions, okay?
All right.
When you come on campus, stay in your office. I had a faculty member, two of them. They come in my office, they get coffee, they want to talk, and one of them is in the hospital. The other one's been
Oh
out
no.
for about a month because they can't get rid of this stuff. So,
Yeah.
stay in your office. If you need to talk, do it on your phone, do Zoom, do FaceTime, but just casual conversation with faculty, with each other, that's just a no-no.
Yeah. Well, that's not what Dr. Crawford was saying. He said it was all coming from the community. So that was not the community. That was us, and that was exactly what I was saying.
It's
Uh,
us, but again, it's us being out there,
yeah.
around other people. Because I tell everybody, no, and everybody's on this phone. Nobody's staying at home in a bubble. And, you got to go out, you interacting. Everybody know they're doing it. You can only try to stay as safe as possible. And like I know, you be in stores, there's so many people just animate won't wear the mask from that standpoint. So until everybody follows and do what's right, we're all going to be susceptible to this thing. But I can't tell people, we can't do face to face when you're not staying at home in a bubble. You're getting out interactive, so it's not fair not to come to work when you're still doing your daily activities when you're not here in Lawson.
Just to let you know, I'm in a bubble. Okay. Yeah.
This is not for you. I
Right.
know you in a bubble. Hell, I
Right.
need to be in a bubble.
Right. And I don't know. I'll just share this with you. It's not a pity party thing or anything else, but I had a treatment last January. Okay, before school started, and 3 months later, I went in because they were looking to schedule me for another treatment. My counts 3 months after my treatment were still in the low range. Okay, so he said, nope, you don't need treatment now, come back in 3 months. Well, in 3 months, that would have been June type time frame. Had blood work again. Now the counts had gone up to about 19,000, 18,000, and normal range is 4 to 11,000. So they were above normal, but that was right when the COVID scare was just, we were shut down everything. He said, they're safe enough, go back, come back in 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months I went back and they were 130,000. Okay, so you need a treatment. And they had opened things back up some anyway. So I went in for a treatment, and because the counts were so high, they did a 10/90, 10% on a Thursday. I had to miss 3 classes. It irked me no end. And then Friday was to be 90%. When I was in the chair getting the 10% treatment, I could feel the battle going on inside. I knew it was eating those white cells up, and I thought, oh boy, what's 90% going to feel like? The next day, it was almost nothing. I mean, I could tell stuff was going on, but it wasn't anything too serious.
Okay.
So they said, well, we got two protocols. One says with counts as high as you had, once a week for 3 weeks, and then once a month for 3 months, and then we'll reevaluate. And they said, based on how this is done with you before, we're going to go to the once a month thing. Well, now let me step back a little bit. A few days before the treatment, they had to schedule the treatment. I was feeling so weak, and my heart, I could hear my heartbeat. That's not normal. I felt strained at anything. So, and then once I had the treatment, it got worse. Okay, but I slugged through and thought, well, this is what. And I knew I was anemic. Okay, I knew I was anemic because the blood work had shown that. But then they had me come back for another treatment. Scheduled me for a week, a month later, which was this month, November. I knew I did not need a treatment. I wanted them to see the blood work. So I asked them, can I have the blood work done on a Wednesday rather than waiting till Friday? And they said, they hemmed and hawed and finally said, yeah, that'll be okay. I had the blood work on Wednesday, and before I got back home, and I don't live that far from Kirkland, there were 3 messages, and when I got on it, that said, you are critically anemic, which means I had been critically anemic for a month. All that, oh, this is just the anemia. It was critical. I was 6 was my hemoglobin.
Oh my God.
I know, and but I was felt better that week than I had any week before. So,
Okay.
so it had been lower, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, rather than a treatment on that Friday, I had a blood transfusion on Friday. 2 blood transfusions on Friday, plus neutrophil shots. Everything was so low that treatment that I had had a month before had dropped it from 140,000, it had been right before the treatment, to 1.4 thousand, which was way below the range of 4,000. So I'm not doing anything now. Sometime the month of I think someone just left, I think. I'm going to have to move folks and see. Sorry, I didn't mean to take this time to do it.
No, but I understand, Doc, for you. Yeah, I know you can't, and I don't want you nowhere near campus or anybody else.
Yeah.
But my thing is, everybody just needs to be safe and protect themselves. That's all I want.
Right.
Safety first. Far more than anything else, make sure you are safe.
Right. And I've got to go to campus one day. I figure I'll do it that last day before things shut down, because there'll be no students there and probably minimal faculty there to take all my books in and the things that need to be shredded and things like that. So I will be on campus at least once, and then in spring term I've got to figure out someday, probably a Friday, when hopefully minimal people will be there, to go turn in keys and all that kind of stuff. So those are probably going to be the only 2 days I'm going to be on campus again, period, until reunions or something like that. So I'm sorry. Okay. So no. So some people, yeah, like you said, are in a bubble, and some should be in a bubble.
Yeah.
So sorry. Um, all right. Sorry, I shouldn't have gone into all that, but I just wanted to explain to you, in case any of you were wondering why I'm not ever around. That's why I'm not ever around.
Thanks for sharing, Dr. Fowler.
If anybody needs anything, I'm sitting here. You can just text my phone, and if you need anything answered, I'll be over there with everybody, all the important people. I'm just a peon, but I put all your issues out there and get some responses for you. So if I don't see y'all before, everybody have a blessed and safe Thanksgiving. Hope to see everybody or talk to everybody back Monday.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I think that was just Dr. Pruitt leaving. And it looks like we're losing people like flies. Let's just get this over with then. So I guess the question about needing to open additional sections is almost a moot question for spring term. We're probably going to be canceling sections. But does anyone see any large numbers that I hate it when I go, especially back when we were on the old system, and everything would be green. You know how they would do when on the green screen. Um, this class was closed. This class is closed. This class was closed. This class was canceled. This class was closed. This class. I say, wait a minute. If that many classes are closed because they're filled up, why in the world do we have a canceled class out there? Because we can't put the students anywhere, okay? Or maybe only one place left, and that may not fit the schedule. So if you see that happening, if you see classes filling up, which I'm hoping is going to happen, but we don't have enough places to send them to, then we do need to open new sections. Now, it's awfully late and hard to do, but you know, I don't think Banner distinguishes this one's just gotten open, but you know, let us know, especially second mini term. Though now we're talking about whatever you call it, inactivating the second mini term so students can't get in. But please, okay, let's go back to that point. When you see those second mini term classes, especially the ones you said just about everything had a name on it, so if that's your class, contact those students, see if they can come to the first mini term rather than second mini term. And then once you've gotten that done, then let me know that class is okay to inactivate. I can't do it, but I can contact either Dr. Pruitt or Miss Glasgow Gayer or whatever her name is, or Rose or Carolyn or somebody to inactivate that class. Now, once we do that and drop ed is over with, then we've got to make sure we reactivate it as early as possible, because then those students who do get bumped out of class by Banner because they have not paid or whatever reason haven't turned in an assignment, didn't go to class that first week, we've got to have the second mini term classes out there for them to go to. So that's what they told us the first term, and then it looked like things were like normal, but Dr. Pruitt just said they weren't going to give us that flexibility again. I don't know if I believe them or not, but here's my next question. And I meant to ask this while Dr. Pruitt was still on, but we got into other things and I ran my mouth too much. Are we starting, if they do take away spring break, what does that do to our schedule? Do we not come back a week early? And then, does anyone understand what I'm asking?
My audio went out. I mean, my sound went out. Can you repeat that?
Okay. If Dr. Pruitt just was saying that they're contemplating taking away spring break and starting classes a week later to allow more students to pay so we don't have to cancel as many classes or that Banner doesn't kick people out. So what does that mean for us, faculty member? Do we come a week later, or are we supposed to be on campus calling students and then we don't get a spring break? Does anyone have any thoughts on that? That's what I was afraid of. I think they're going to want us there trying to get students in, and yet, I thought, yeah. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if anyone's thought of that. I thought of it while he was saying it, but like I said, ran my mouth. I didn't know he was going to have to leave early. Um, so I'll try to get in touch with him and ask him that question at some point. Okay. Now, um, here are my plans for January. Not that it really matters to you, but it does impact a little bit. Since I'm not going to be teaching classes, I'm going to be advising as much as I can. I will be, you know, trying to handle as many administrative functions as possible, and that includes getting mid-year, that should be mid-year progress reports done. So, because I'm not going to be here past 1 February, so they have to be done by the end of January. So the sooner you can get me the information in, the better. And remember, that requires what your professional development achievements have been up to that point. And if you were, I know Aisha went to AMATIC, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, and if any of the others did anything, I bet you Shawanda has been.
Me,
Okay,
I done it 2 Fridays as well.
okay, fantastic. I'm glad y'all did that. So let me know. I won't remember all this. So let me know. Send me an email after the spring in-service is over with, because spring in-service counts as that too. So after, and I know that's the busiest time of the term, is registration week, and the week after that, the drop ad week, and all it's crazy. As soon as all that madness settles down and you got your classes running, please send me your what your professional development achievements have been, so that I can put those on the midterm progress reports and get them back to you, so they can all get signed by the end of the month, because we have no other time except for that. Okay? And I wish I had gotten to this also before. Okay. I wish I had gotten Dr. Pruitt. I didn't know he was leaving when he did. Here's Wayman's iPhone trying to come in. Wayman may have been the one that was trying to get in earlier. Let me see if he was. Wayman, were you trying to get in earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I couldn't find the link in the email. We're good.
Okay. I saw a name pop up, but I couldn't get to it before it popped out. So I didn't know if that was you or not. I was okay. But anyway, glad you're here. You've missed the fireworks, and folks, I hope you finished saying everything you were going to say about Wayman, because now he's back. So just want to let you know that. No, on that note, though, I meant to start the meeting with this, and I was so frustrated because I had trouble getting in Zoom today. It took me at least 10 minutes for it to even open, or connect is what it's calls. I don't know what was going on with that. But anyway, Wayman, you did an excellent job yesterday in the faculty panel. And the rest of you, I was trying to note what the students were saying in the student panel. And everything that I heard, they would be maybe griping about this or that or the other or some of their subjects. And every time I heard one of them say this, it was always, well, except for math, or maybe math and English, or blah, blah, blah. Everything I heard about math was positive. I did not hear a single student say, and boy, now some of them didn't say what class they were griping about, so it could have been a math class, but every time I heard it said, they said, and thus is, well, but not my math and English class, or something like that, or just math class. I may have missed some because my hearing's bad and things were in and out some, but everything I heard about math was positive, including our esteemed colleague here and everything he did on that. So way to go, team. You made me proud. Okay, you always.
For saying that because sometimes as instructors we feel like everything is our fault. Yeah. So it's encouraging to hear that.
It's your fault that you're so good, that y'all are doing such a good job. So I want to know that is your fault. Y'all are putting in the effort you need, and I think the students are appreciating it. Way to go. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. I wish Dr. Pruitt would have been here to hear that one too. Okay. All right. Are there any other issues, concerns? Things that you want to bring up? And by the way, Wayman, I am recording this, or I thought I was. Let me see. I guess it still is working. Usually there's a thing at the bottom that tells me that I am recording. So I will have this up. I can't remember what the name of the math link is, but it'll be in YouTube, and I'll send y'all the link once it's loaded in there. And there probably the last few meetings are in there as well. Okay, I was talking about, this is the thing, I got interrupted when Wayman came in again. Okay, all right. I haven't heard beans, very small beans maybe, about what they're going to do about the new department chair. Here are the two things I have heard, and neither one of them sounded like they were very well thought out, but I don't know. I've been pushing since summer to get a new department chair, and no one seems to want to do anything. In fact, we have advertised a position. I mean, we've lost Calvin and Jeff and still haven't replaced anybody. And I'm about to go, and I'm probably easier to replace than they would be. But the thing is, they finally advertised for 1 week only, because that was the minimum. People applied. I don't know how many applied. I don't think it was very many, but I know that at least some people have applied, because some people have contacted me. Some of them I know how they got my name, but anyway, they said, what's the story on this? They got all the applications in and then didn't do a thing with them. Okay, and now that enrollment's low for spring, my gut feeling is they're not going to hire anybody until they see if we absolutely have to have someone. Well, we needed someone this fall, because I bet you just about every one of you is teaching at least one overload. Am I right? Yeah, and some of you are teaching 2 overloads. Is that right? Okay. Are any of you triple overloads? I hope not. Okay, because that's just too much on you. So hey, now are y'all okay with that? Or especially under COVID when you can't do anything else? Or would you rather not have this big of loads? Yeah, but come spring, some of you will be. Okay, and it's easier when you don't have a commute, when you don't have that, but goodness gracious, as was said many times at the meeting yesterday, at least in the faculty panel, my wife is griping at me no end for how late I work. How I'm in here in the office just about by 8 o'clock every morning, getting as much done as I can before the first class, and then I'm in here constantly. I go down to eat. I go down, that's it. And then after supper, when I can sneak back up here, I'm back up here again, and usually leave here about 10 o'clock. And I'm so far behind on grading papers. I feel terrible that the students don't know some of the grades. And that was being griped about some, and maybe they were griping about me in that sense, but they didn't call out math name. But it, it it's so frustrating to me. But how in the world? Well, I'm doing an overload too, but that is not easy. But again, we're at home, and maybe we have more time and we don't have the commutes and stuff. But still, I'm spending more time working now than I did when I was on campus. Uh, and it's, you know, it's not right to overload y'all like that. I know y'all are okay with it. You're just an amazing group of people, but it's still not right. Hey, do you have something? I've been doing too much talking here.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. No problem. Um, so I don't know if they're going to hire anybody. That thing about the physics and physical science, I even suggested this. Dr. Anthony called me after I had sent him a letter announcing my retirement. She said she tried several times to write a letter. She said, I'm going to get you one, and she has gotten me one. She said, but I couldn't respond to that without talking with you. So we talked for quite a while one afternoon. I wasn't able to grade papers then either. But anyway, because she was there at Bessemer State Tech when I was hired. She was on the screening committee that hired me, in fact. So we talked, some old time stuff, and then something came up, and I mentioned this thing of, look, we've lost 2 math instructors since we've hired anybody. And I'm going to be going, and I said, please give consideration, in addition to hiring a math instructor, hiring someone to teach physics and physical science, because right now I'm teaching 2 physical science courses just about every term. I had been teaching before this term 1 physics course, that diagnostic medical sonography, every term until this term, and I think I would have been able to teach it this term had they not canceled it early. And then Dr. Bryant's been teaching at least 2 physics classes just about every term. I said, you could hire a physics person as long as they were credentialed for math, that I think you could fill a schedule, because most of those physics and physical science classes are 4-hour classes. 4 of those makes a schedule, and we've been making it just about every term. Nothing has happened on that front. Okay, now let's get to the department chair. And I've talked with Dr. Pruitt about it. I've talked with Dr. Davis about it, and I brought it up when I was talking with Dr. Anthony. I haven't talked with Dr. Crawford about it, but he's been mentioned in most of the other conversations. Here's the one thing I did hear. Well, I think it was Dr. Crawford is considering opening it up for people to apply for the position. So that's not how I got it, or I've ever heard of it. Darlene, you've been a department chair before. Did you apply for it before, or did you get talked into it?
I did not have to apply for it.
Right. So they may be going that route. Okay. But again, they're talking about it, And so maybe they want me to leave before they even open those applications, which to me is not the best way to do it, because I would have loved to have been able to turn over things to the new department chair and not do it in absentia. That just doesn't seem to be the way. I would have gladly given up the whatever $400 they pay or whatever it is they pay and let that person take it over, and I would have worked with them on how we do schedules. Yeah.
Wait, Dr. Fowler?
Yes.
You said $400
A,
for what?
a term to be a department chair. It's
Oh, that's it?
I think it's it. I can't remember. I think, yeah. I mean, it's big.
Okay,
It's big bucks. I mean, no doubt about it. And you get a course reduction, but 1 course reduction. But I think that's what it is. I may be wrong on it. It seems like that's what it is. I don't pay attention to that stuff. You see, I married money, so I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Okay. But here's the other kind of sort of thing that I got implied. I don't even remember who implied it to me. That since our unit is natural sciences and math, and that's what Dr. Pruitt, back when he was department chair, was natural sciences and math, that maybe we'll revert to that and we'll then fall under Tracy. And she is fantastic. She is very, very good. But one thing that she's never had to deal with, and Dr. Pruitt, I don't think had to deal with it back when he was both, is the issue of developmental math. Now, developmental math isn't as big a deal as it was back then, because back then we had 3 courses in developmental math: Math 100, Math 090, 091, and 098. Now it's just 098, but still it's not a trivial thing. It is a enormous thing because we have so many sections of 098 and the mini term stuff and the other things. It's a Aisha, when's the last time we had 2 terms that we operated the same way in a row? I mean, it's been a constant change. So and you know, I mean, so that seems like that would be almost unfair to dump on Tracy, but I don't know. I don't know. That's all I know about department chair. Almost nothing. Okay, but just to let you know, they may pop it out there that people can apply for the position. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't know. Whether they just fake it, or hand it back to Dr. Pruitt, I don't know what they're going to do. And I mean, I have December and January, and that's all, and December's a half month at best, so I don't know. I hope they'll do something, but I don't know. If y'all have any pull, say so. If so, use it. Encourage them to do something, especially about hiring new faculty. I was hoping to have a full faculty in place to turn over to whoever comes next. I don't. That's one place I feel like I failed pretty miserably, but I don't know what else I could have done. Okay. Any last thoughts, parting shots? Anything to bring up? Okay, I can't believe that we're going to end on time. Please, someone say something. I would hate to break my string this late in the game.
Thank you, Dr. Phelan, and you are the best. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and be safe.
All right. Don't.
Thank you, Dr. Fowler.
Thank you. Y'all are a great group to work with.
Everyone.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays.
Take care.
Dr. Fowler.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can stop this mess. Anything else? Was that a hey? Okay. I appreciate Miss Brown, Miss Spencer. Didn't hear anything from you, but thank you for coming.
You're welcome, and have a nice holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Miss Spencer. Thank you. Thanksgiving to each and every one of you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Y'all have a great one.
You too.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm ending it for everybody then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.